Welcome back to the channel. The Australia 1988 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of decimal coinage that carries both historical and cultural significance. Though small in size and low in value at the time, today it represents an era of everyday Australian life that has now passed into history. This coin was minted during the late 1980s, a time of change and development in Australia's economy. By 1988, the 1-cent coin was still common in circulation, used daily for small purchases and as change in countless transactions. On the obverse side, the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Raphael McLoof. This design, introduced in 1985, shows the Queen wearing the royal diadem with greater detail and elegance compared to earlier effigies. The inscription Elizabeth II Australia 1988 surrounds the portrait, marking the coin clearly with both the monarch's name and the year of issue. This makes the coin a historical timestamp of its period. On the reverse side, the coin proudly displays the feathertail glider, one of Australia's smallest marsupials. This iconic design was created by Stuart Devlin, whose work on Australian decimal coinage remains highly admired worldwide. The feathertail glider design gave the coin an identity that was uniquely Australian. Its fine details and depiction of wildlife showcased Devlin's artistry and the nation's pride in its natural heritage. The coin was struck in bronze, with a composition of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. This gave it the distinctive reddish-brown color that set it apart from other denominations like the 5 or 10-cent coins. Weighing 2.6 grams and measuring 17.65 millimeters in diameter, the 1-cent coin was small yet sturdy, a reliable coin that circulated for over 25 years before being withdrawn. In 1988, millions of 1-cent coins were produced, making them very common in circulation. However, examples that remain in mint condition or proof form are now far more desirable to collectors. Proof versions of the coin, struck with extra care for collectors, show the feathertail glider and Queen's portrait with sharp clarity and beautiful finishes. These are highly prized pieces of numismatic history. For everyday Australians, the 1-cent coin was part of daily life. It was used for small purchases, savings jars, or schoolyard trading, making it a coin full of nostalgic value. The 1988 1-cent coin also reflects the era of decimal coinage before the denomination was withdrawn in 1992. Inflation and high production costs made the 1 and 2-cent coins impractical to continue minting. This makes the 1988 issue one of the later years of the denomination, giving it special interest among collectors who want complete decimal collections. Even though the 1-cent coin is no longer used in circulation, it remains legal tender in Australia. Its survival in collections and coin jars keeps its legacy alive. Many collectors appreciate the 1988 1-cent coin not only for its design but also for its role in everyday history. It reminds us of a time when small change played a bigger role in people's lives. Error coins from this year can also be very valuable. Missed strikes, clipped planches, or other minting mistakes turn ordinary coins into rare and desirable collectibles. For beginner collectors, the 1988 1-cent coin is an affordable entry point into the world of numismatics. For advanced collectors, finding high-grade or proof examples offers an exciting challenge. The obverse portrait by Raphael McLoof and the reverse design by Stuart Devlin combine to create a coin that bridges tradition and national identity. It represents both royal continuity and Australian wildlife. Holding a 1988 1-cent coin today feels like holding a small piece of history. It links us to the everyday life, economy, and artistry of Australia in the late 20th century. Though small and once ordinary, the coin is now part of a cherished heritage. It tells a story of design, circulation, and eventual retirement, making it more than just money. It is history in your hand. The 1988 1-cent coin is remembered not only as money but also as a cultural artifact from late 20th century Australia. It was a coin that circulated in vast numbers, yet today each surviving piece carries individual stories of use, storage, or preservation. The 1-cent denomination, though small, played a very real role in shaping the everyday experiences of Australians during its years in circulation. By 1988, the coin had already been in circulation for more than 2 decades since decimal currency was introduced in 1966. That year was also special for Australia, as it marked the bicentenary of European settlement. This gives the 1988 coin further historical context. While not a commemorative design, the 1988 1-cent coin still ties directly to a significant year in the country's history. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maklouf showed continuity of monarchy and connection to the Commonwealth. Maklouf's effigy emphasized elegance and detail, reflecting a more mature portrayal of the Queen compared to earlier designs. On the reverse, Stuart Devlin's feathertail glider brought a piece of Australian wildlife into every home and pocket. Devlin's ability to miniaturize animals with lifelike precision gave Australian decimal coinage its unique charm. The 1-cent coin became an educational tool as well, helping children learn about native creatures they may never see in the wild. For many, the feathertail glider was first discovered not in nature books but on the back of a 1-cent coin. The coin was struck in bronze, a durable material that gave it long life despite heavy circulation. Its reddish-brown appearance made it visually different from the silver-colored coins, easy to spot in change. As coins aged, they developed darker patinas, which many collectors now see as a sign of character and history. The mintage numbers for 1988 ensured that the coin was widely available in everyday life. However, as with all coins, finding pristine uncirculated examples today is more challenging. Circulation wore down details, especially on the feathertail glider's delicate features. Coins with sharp detail and original luster are the most valued by collectors. Proof coins from 1988 are especially prized for their sharp strikes and mirror-like surfaces. They were produced in small numbers for collectors and remain highly desirable today. The 1988 issue is also appealing because it came just 4 years before the 1-cent coin was withdrawn. This makes it one of the final chapters in the denomination's active life. By 1992, inflation had reduced the usefulness of 1-cent coins, and production costs exceeded their value. Their withdrawal ended more than 25 years of circulation, leaving behind memories and nostalgia. For Australians, the 1-cent coin often sparks childhood memories of pocket money and schoolyard trades. Many people still have jars or tins filled with 1- and 2-cent coins stored away in homes. These collections, often accidental, now serve as time capsules of the 1970s and 1980s. The 1988 coin in particular reflects the era of transition toward a modern Australia. It is also tied to the bicentennial celebrations of that year, a time of reflection and national identity. Though not officially commemorative, the coin is part of the broader numismatic landscape of 1988. Collectors often enjoy adding this issue to sets that represent Australia's late 1980s currency. The combination of Maklouf's regal portrait and Devlin's charming wildlife makes it an artistic masterpiece on a tiny canvas. For beginner collectors, the coin is accessible and affordable, making it a good starting point. For advanced collectors, the challenge lies in condition, varieties, and proof issues. Mint errors from this year, though scarce, are exciting finds that can significantly raise a coin's value. Off-center strikes, die cracks, or clipped planches are examples of errors that make coins more collectible. The coin also provides insight into Australia's coinage policy, design choices, and cultural emphasis during the 1980s. It stands as a bridge between practical money and collectible art. Even though it was once among the most common coins, today it feels rare because it no longer circulates. This transformation from everyday object to collectible gives the coin a unique appeal. For historians, it represents economic and cultural change. For numismatists, it represents artistry and design. Each 1988 1-cent coin carries silent stories of countless exchanges and journeys. Some were saved as keepsakes, while others circulated heavily until their withdrawal. Today, they sit in albums, collections, and boxes, preserving the memory of a past era. The Australia 1988 1-cent coin may be small, but its history and meaning are truly vast.